Hello, this is the Stellar Wolf, and I welcome you all to episode 2 of Self Healing Journey. So, yeah, today we'll be talking about wounds and trauma and stuff like that. It might be triggering for a lot of you, so if you are very comfortable with this reading, go ahead with it. I know you are smart people, but I thought I should clarify it. And if you're new to this channel, hi. For 2 weeks, we are really committed to our self healing. So, welcome aboard, and please subscribe to this channel and leave a comment down below just to say hi, I guess. And yeah, so we have three cards here. You have to choose from them. For pile 1, we have trust. For pile 2, spontaneity. And for pile 3, divine timing. Choose the one that you're most attracted to. Pause the video, meditate on it, whatever the way it works for you. Really listen to your intuition on this. You can be attracted to more than one pile, all of them maybe, and none of them. So do whatever feels right, and take only what resonates, because this is a very general reading. Okay, so let's get started. Okay, pile 1, you chose this card, trust. Take a screenshot of it, because this is also your affirmation. I trust that everything will be okay in the end, partly because I simply know it is my gut, but also because it is way more fun to live with trust and confidence than to be a defensive leaner. Okay, so what is like the source of your trauma? For that, we have Three of Swords and Two of Pentacles. So, like there are a couple of things that I'm getting. It could be any of the cases or all of them. So, take whatever is true for you. First thing, I'm seeing a heartbreak. Somebody broke your heart. And it is something related to your finances. Somebody used you for money, or somebody owes you some money, or somebody humiliated you regarding around money. Or it could be that you had a choice and you broke somebody's heart, and now that has impacted you. Or it could be like, yeah, or you are still like, you have to make a choice, though I'm not like, it's, I feel like there's like a very deep rooted pain in your heart. It can be related to your status. Somebody really humiliated you, and or maybe you know you might be a golden child who was like told that they're supposed to do the best, and they can do they do they're the best, and uh, they're like, you were told you were intelligent and stuff like that, which is great, but at times when you are not your best, it really fucks you up in a way. Yeah, you're like really hurting right now, and I'm also seeing that you're trying to either spiritually bypass your problems or indulge in material things mostly. Some of you might be spiritually bypassing, but most of you are engaging in material things that can give you temporary pleasure but not something meaningful, or like a permanent happiness kind of solution for happiness or for grief. There's no permanent solution, like sort of there's no meaning. I'm saying you don't live a very meaningful life. I'm sorry, that's how it is. It came out. If it resonated, then take it. If it didn't, then it's okay. So how has this impacted you? Well, it has impacted a lot on how you communicate your ideas, your views, your feelings, and stuff like that. It had a major impact, especially in terms of your relationship. In your relationship, you do not communicate your needs, you do not uh, communicate your wants, you also do not hear other person's needs or wants. you might be a really giving person, but you do not hear them out because you are too focused on pleasing them. You are working from a place of trauma right now. Okay. So you do not listen to anyone's need, or including your own. You might do a lot of things for a lot of people, but you do not listen to them. You might feel like you are a noble person, but you do not listen to them because you are so much into your head. You are so much trying to overcome this trauma that you do not hear yourself or other people. Okay, I see that you might be a part of a community where you have to give a lot. You might work in a team or a group. This a lot to do with a group that has impacted your life. You really identify to a group. You have made there might be a certain group that you have made your like they have become your identity, which is because you feel safe with them. You feel safe not showing your identity because the real you, because you have identified yourself with them. So yeah, so you don't have to show who you actually are. You have really guarded yourself with other people's identity. Okay. And in your relationship, I feel like you hop on from people to people, and I think it's mostly mental, like mostly like mentally. You can't stick at one place. You might be a overthinker, over analyzing things, really into your head, in your head. uh, you might even find you're that one, but you will never see them because you have really closed yourself. You don't hear, you don't see, you don't speak. You're so closed off. Nobody knows you. This group of people that you're with, who might be really close to you, but they don't know you. You have closed yourself to a point that even you don't hear yourself. I see this is a karmic cycle. I do see this is a karma that you're paying, maybe from past life, maybe from this life. And I want you to know that you can break free by being truly independent. You might come off as someone very independent. You might come off as someone who can't be tied down, but you are not independent. You are very dependent on people around you. And the message that I'm really getting is that you need to start doing things for yourself. You need to come out of, like, you need to start seeing, you need to change your perspective a lot. You need to change the way you work with your emotions, especially your emotions. You really need to work on it. You really have to break this cycle that you're in. You might have addictions that you need to break. These people, they can be your addiction because you're so attached to them. Your identity is so attached to them. And I'm seeing that you really need to figure this out by sitting by yourself, and by choosing differently. Like, it's time you identify your patterns and choose differently. Even if you end up meeting those same people again, choose differently. And more than choosing differently, it's about, you really need to hear. I keep hearing this: you need to choose yourself, you need to hear yourself, you need to see yourself. You really need that. In this, you have the way out, you know the way out. I feel like you are very intelligent, you're very smart. You know the way. You I don't have to tell you this, but you know the way. Like, you know something. You're very spiritual. You're very spiritual. You're very psychologically intelligent. You know a lot of tricks. You're very smart. Choose differently. Choose you. Choose yourself. Listen to yourself. That's what I'm hearing constantly. Like, get out of the water, get out of the water, get out of the facade that you have created for yourself, and you're seeing the world through that own facade. You don't see anything, you don't see the real, you don't see the world, you don't see anything, and you need to get out of it as soon as possible. That's the only way. Go and travel by yourself. Go and do things by yourself. Trust the universe. Do what feels right. Okay, say what you truly wanna say. I'm not saying go and vomit on other people. You might be a really rude person, but you never say the truth. You might be a really blunt person, but you don't know. You do not say the truth. You do not say the way it is meant to be said by you. You do not do things that you're meant to do. You really need to focus on yourself, not in a way that it is indulgent, not in a selfish way, not in a narcissistic way, but narcissistic people are insecure. They depend on other people to feel validated. They play all these games. Why? No healthy person does that, right? No healthy person plays games in a relationship, but I feel like you do. You cover yourself. You are so masked up. Some people might see you, some people don't. But you need to see yourself. Okay? Maybe this group of people see you. This group of people see you, and you feel like, oh, they're doing your job for you, which isn't right, which isn't true, like which isn't correct, right? That's why you identify with these people. You might feel like home, but that can be triggering. That's triggering you. Something is triggering you. Something related to home triggers you. Yeah. What's about the home? Like, you're alone. You are so alone. You're fighting something fighting a spiritual battle right now. There's something called dark night of soul. You can be really depressed, so go see a counselor, see a therapist, psychotherapist. Yeah, you're fighting a spiritual battle right now. There's a cycle that's need to be broken. So yeah, okay, for your home, like what I see regarding your home life, I see there are people who are doing really well in your family, and you are not, and that really makes you feel so not, you don't feel like you fit in there somehow. Also you might have a choice, like to go with what your family does, or to do something on your own, which might turn out to be very revolutionary. It could be a person, like or it could be a job. There's some sort of choice that you need to make. Okay, I think at home you have a lot of things, like there's all sort of comfort back at home, but you want something else from life, and that is also sort of making you struggle. You really need to see yourself, become independent. Like, I don't know what exactly is going at your place or at your home. It is like really important that you get out of your shell first. Okay, it's important that you know yourself first, like before making this choice. I don't know if there's a deadline or something, but it's really about you. Maybe you will do great at both of the things that you are confused between, but then it is about you. It should be about you. Okay, what do you want? pile 1, what do you want? Ask yourself that and trust the universe that everything will be fine. I see you are really heartbroken. I see it, pile 1, I see it. And this is a spiritual battle for you. This is a spiritual battle, and you will win. You are meant to have this lesson. You are meant to be extraordinary, and for that you have to have, go through all these painful things. And I'm not justifying what happened to you. I'm not saying it was okay, but I'm saying that you are stronger than this. You're stronger than this, and you can win this battle. Okay, you will win this battle. Okay, so yeah. Okay, this is your affirmation. Just once again, take a screenshot. So yeah, pile 1, that was your reading, and best of luck, pile 1. Best of luck, and yeah, and let me know if it resonated or not, or what you're doing with your life, what is the confusion about. And well, see you in the next reading, and bye bye. Wishing you, sorry, the reading was so heavy, I can't, I need a moment. Wishing you all the love and light. Bye, take care, pile 1. Hello, pile 2, this is your card, this is your affirmation. So take a screenshot of it. You have got spontaneity. Do you like spontaneous adventures of the highest caliber? The only acceptable answer to this question is yes, so buckle up. Charlie, you are about to take a wild ride through the unexplored, unconventional, and underrated. You are about to learn that yes is a magic word. With power to unlock new dimensions in space, time, and after hours hangout, yes will lead you to experiences you didn't think possible, and teach you that lifelong friendship are sometimes lurking just behind a karaoke singer's mullet. There's a pretty good chance your name is not There's a pretty good chance your name is not Charlie. So yes, Charlie. This is your reading. So we're going to discuss about your trauma and how it has impacted your life, and how you can navigate your way from here. So I think the trauma, the wound that has occurred in your life is majorly because of a divorce. You might have got recently divorced, or you might be facing a breakup, or your parents had a divorce, or if not that, then it is a fight, maybe between you and a particular person, but mostly it is between you and your parents. I see that that it didn't have that conventional marriage, or in the sense that they weren't as happy as they were pretending to be, or they were showing something else to the world, and something else was happening in your house, or something like that. Or maybe they used to fight a lot. They fight a lot still. There's a lot of fights at your home, and that has really impacted your psyche, how you work. Yeah, and there was no healthy boundaries. People don't respect each other in your household. Your mother wasn't respected, or your father had some trouble, drinking addictions. I'm hearing somebody in your house has addiction, or some chronic pain, some chronic problems. There might be sibling rivalry in your house. I can see it has impacted your relationship with your siblings, of course. Your siblings, and what else? It could be even a business deal that has caused a problem in your household, something like that. Or it could be a business partner that betrayed you or cheated on you. I can also see that maybe you're with a person and then somebody else came into their life, or somebody else came into your life, mostly theirs. Sorry. So yeah, there could be some money related issues at your home, some financial issues at your home, some business deal went wrong and that caused you a lot of problem at your home. Yeah, what else? Your trauma is very deep rooted. It's like very difficult to get to it. Maybe you hide it very, smartly. I don't think you hide it, it's very out there, but there's something about your trauma that I guess even if you have told somebody, they do not realize how deep rooted it is for you, how it has impacted your life. Because you might appear very functional, very healthy. I mean, you might have your flaws, but uh, I think there's something about your trauma that's just I can't get it. Like I can't get to it. Um, let's see if I find something or something gets channeled in. Uh, let's move ahead with how it has impacted your life. Uh, uh, well, I think you stay a lot in your past, you think a lot about your past. Maybe it's a friend, maybe it's a childhood friend that has affected you. Yeah, yeah, like your major concern right now is this childhood friend that has hurt you, or you have hurt them, or some strife has happened between you two, and that has triggered all these past wounds in your life somehow. Or maybe those past wounds with this person used to somehow went away, like they were like really homely with you, they really took care of your trauma, or you took care of their trauma. Mostly they took care of your trauma. Yeah. Wow. Wow. This is nice. uh I mean, like, it's not nice. Sorry, oh my god, what's wrong with me? uh sorry. ah Sorry. I think you and your friend used to have conversations which were very unconventional, very something that like they were so stupid. The humor was so stupid. Like the way I just said it nice, I called it nice. So sorry about that. I think you and your friend had that bond or something, that you could say literally anything in this world and they'd get it, they'd understand it. Like it was such a powerful bond. And I think it has made you a bit indecisive. You're not very comfortable with the choice or confident in the choices that you make. uh, Somehow you are peaceful with your life, you do not hold a lot of resentment. uh, like it doesn't, like, I feel like it's like you're okay with what happened with this friend. But at times what happened kind of make you question your own judgment, your own self, your own decisions. And that's need to be navigated, right? I also see that your relationships uh, with other people, the new friends that you make, it's like you try to do a lot at once for them, because maybe because you lost this friend and it has impacted you a lot. So you try to do a lot for them. Some of you might have a very fairy tale version of a relationship. uh, uh and yeah, I think you have found your Dawan or somehow. I mean, it just felt like, so your love life is pretty figured out. Or you might will somehow that love life wala part is very, you are very comfortable with it right now. So there's not a lot of dissonance in your life. But with friendship, I see that you try to do a lot. The friends that you make, these other friends that you make, also have something very shady about them. You might pick up on it. because I feel you are very emotional, intuitive, sensitive, and empathic. But you can't figure it, like point it out. Okay, there's something very shady about the new friends that you have made. So you really miss this person, because with this person you knew what exactly they were like, what exactly they wanted from you, what you wanted from them. Like at one time your friendship was like on the top. Like nobody can ever believe, if they looked at your friendship, like two people can be so close and there could be so much harmony between them and so much love. uh, you had such a great time with this friend. I mean, I get it. I mean, yeah, like I guess it was not all that bright and beautiful the way I'm describing it, because it eventually did broke off. So there might be certain holes in that friendship, but there was something very different about that person, that friend, uh, and that connection, that friendship was very different from what you will ever have with anyone. And I get it, I get it. uh, and it's okay, I guess. I mean, like I get it to have friends that, or to meet people who make you feel a certain way, and you know that you are never ever gonna feel that way again for anyone else, that nobody would be that great of a friend, but then you have to leave them. That's a tough decision, for them and for you, for everyone in the thing, in like the and but and that's life, I guess. I mean, I can't. I think like from the next time, what's like how you can navigate this situation. Well, it's by not giving these new people too much at once. Okay, to take things step by step. And I think you can really transform this situation and into something greater, by transforming your personalities, by understanding what went wrong with this almost perfect relationship or friendship or this person. I think there was something very unique and mysterious and enigmatic about this person. I can't figure this person out. Maybe this person is a Scorpio, uh, or a Leo, or a fixed sign, or it could be any sign, but I don't. Or maybe you are a Scorpio. I don't know, guys. Uh, I don't know why I said it. Like, okay, care. So yeah, you can really transform this situation. You can really use this situation to transform yourself into a better version of yourself. And yes, it will take time, but the end result would be really really amazing. And I think this person that we are talking about uh, was like your soulmate or something, like which is cool, because most of the people that we meet is a soulmate, and we have different contracts with each of them. It Some are like, some give us good karma, some bad, sometimes something in between. It's different with everyone, and I think you are really over like, if you're thinking bad things about this person, then I must tell you they're not that bad. If you're thinking good things about this person, I want you to know that they're not that good. Okay. And yeah, um, and it was a cycle that was meant to come into your life and meant to end. Yeah, they were someone really special, someone you really were meant to know, meant to have this journey with. And uh, every relationship has its time, and when it ends, it just ends. There's no right and wrong in that. It just ends, guys. It happens. uh, Life is big, life is really big, and you're gonna meet a lot of people. You're gonna make a lot of friends. Okay. Life is gonna be real fun, and sometimes you will miss these people, sometimes will be okay, mostly it will be okay, and sometimes something will hit you back and you will be like, oh, that person. And that's okay. It's okay to miss someone, it's okay to cry for someone that is no longer in your life. It's okay. It's okay, guys. Okay, so yeah, really click on this, take the screenshot of this card and really live in the moment, be happy. Okay, do whatever the hell you want to do. Don't be so scared of making decisions. Be confident in yourself, guys. Be really confident. I think you're really empathic, you really take care of other people. So, and not every person is this person. I think this person took it well somehow. All your energy, it was humongous, and this person took it really well. But it's okay, it's fine. Be that person for yourself, okay? Honor that relationship, honor that friendship. Let them go and forgive them and forgive yourself, and make learn like learn whatever was meant to learn from this connection, and go ahead with your life. So well, okay, so that was your reading. I hope it resonated. Let me know what you think and how is it going for you, and if the reading didn't resonate, it's okay. Check in the pile of video, and yeah, wishing you all the love and light. See you in another reading. Bye bye. Hello, pile 3. You chose this card. This is your reading. So take a screenshot, because this is your affirmation. Divine timing. Everything is timing, and timing is everything. Gladly, I release my concern over timing and let things happen when and is as they will. I trust that divine schedule makers know what they're doing. It can take long time to reach divine middle management. Okay, so right off the bat, what I'm seeing is that you have like a lot of negative thoughts regarding other people and yourself. You might have anxious avoidant attachment style, where you at one point is like really doing things for people and really love bombing them, and then you pull back because you feel like you have given too much of yourself, and then when you pull back, you feel like you're a bad person and you are not doing enough for the other person, and then you again start love bombing, and that cycle goes on and on. And that this was really specific, so if it resonated, take it. Also, I think you do not share your ideas a lot. You do not go for the things that you actually want in life. You really keep things to yourself. You might be a really adventurous person. You might be a kind of person that is very happy-go-lucky. That might seem like someone working really hard on themselves, working really hard on their life, their career, but you're actually not concentrating or like engaging yourself in the things that will actually benefit you, or actually has meaning for you, or actually something that you want, that you're passionate about. And it's a lot of facade going on. Pile 3, a lot of facade, a lot of you're so unknown to your own truth. Wow. How has it impacted your life? You do not deal with other people, or when you deal with them, you completely lose yourself. You are either very independent, working by yourself, or you go into this group of people and you forget your own self. You live in extremes. You really do not have a balanced approach to life. You are not very balanced within yourself. Pile 3. You might be working hard right now towards something, towards building something, towards your work. It can be also your family. You might be really fixated on having children, or like your marriage, or something related to finances and marriage and home, and something in that area. You're really fixated on that, and you really immerse yourself into these things, and you sort of ignore your trauma, your problems. And I just realized that I haven't talked about your trauma source right now. Like, I have not now. No, I haven't. I haven't talked. Your trauma source could be. I think a lot of it has to do with your past life. You really I'm seeing a lot of things were carried, because like there's no one trauma source for you. There's a lot of things in your childhood, a lot of things in past life. Like it is with all of us, but with you it is something like very specific. Like there's so many points in your life, but everything boils down to one thing: your choice. And you do not see how much of a choice, how much of free will that you have in your life. And a lot of things around relationship dynamics, around boundaries that you suffer with. um, Even now you keep juggling on people, you juggle people with your work, with other people. You might hop on people, like you might date multiple people at once. You might have a lot of, like, you might have 3,000 best friends. And you really need to grieve. That's what I see. You really need to grieve. You haven't cried enough. You haven't cried. If you feel like crying all the time, like I heard this therapist saying, like, if you feel like crying all the time, then cry. If, like, what if you felt like pooping all the time? You will poop. Now you will go and poop. You won't let have all that thing inside your colon, right? You'll let it all out. So cry. Go and cry and grieve and scream. Okay, you really need to do that. You really need to cry and grieve. That's what I'm seeing. You haven't cried enough. You haven't screamed enough. You haven't, you keep victimizing yourself. You do not victimize yourself. You just don't see that part. You don't think about your trauma at all. You keep juggling people. You keep immersing yourself in work, and then wonder why your life is so meaningless. You really need to introspect how you have done things in past, what are your patterns, and you really need to grieve. I think cooking food really helps you. Yeah, cooking food. You might have like some eating problems too. You might do emotional eating, or you might have like certain eating disorders or something down that line. So really go see a counselor or a therapist. Okay. I also see that you need to have a spiritual guru. You need to find a mentor or a guru for yourself. Pile 3. There's so much unknown. There's so much, like, I want to talk about a lot of things, but then you might be really happy-go-lucky. You really indulge in outwardly things, like to a point that your reality is so distorted. Like, I want to ask so many things right now, but I can't get any answers. Like, they don't even exist. Like, there's no trauma. Like, there's nothing being impacting your life. Your life is so unimpacted. Like, the amount of distortion, the amount of things that you don't see, I feel like you don't see. It's like pile 1 all over again. Check pile 1. It's like pile 1 all over again. Like, you don't see pile 3. You do not see. You're not seeing something. You're not hearing something. You have closed yourself up. Like with pile 1, they were identifying themselves with their friend groups or a team or a group, a community, their family maybe. But you are identifying yourself with your work, your status. Same with pile 1, your reputation. You're so, like, yes, the people we talk with, the community we are in, the work we do, the reputation we have, the character we show, all of that. Yes, that's our identity. That's part of our identity, but not our whole identity. And you have solely based your identity on these materially, outwardly things. You too need to uh, like for pile 1 it was more of a spiritual battle. For you it's emotional battle that you're fighting. Okay, even physical, like it's like you might burn out very easily, you might got into accidents very quickly, you might suffer a lot of uh, uh, like some sort of skin disease, or maybe you stumble a lot, or something or the other keeps happening with you physically, because your emotional pain is being transmuted to your physical pain, because you're so much in pain and your body is trying to communicate to you. Like personally, like personally, like I've read, like I'm a psychology student, and you might have like somatic disorders, where there's no organic evidence to sorry, there's no organic evidence to the symptoms you're suffering, because the the source is psychological. So that could be a case for you. uh, uh, I feel like I just can't help but say that you don't see that you're running, that you're not you need to stay grounded to like you really need to do grounding meditation. uh, you might do inner child meditation or hopopono meditation. Like really, you really need to commit yourself to your healing. Like there's no way out of, like I don't feel like you need healing. Like you're so okay with your life, but then I feel like you're so miserable with it. Like something doesn't fits right, something always is missing, and you try to keep finding it in other people, but you do not find it anywhere, because it's in you and you do not see within you, you do not see yourself, so you never find it anywhere, because it's not other people's place to provide you with nobody can make you happy, you make you happy. Like you choose your own happiness. Like people can come and make you happier, elevate your emotion, but at the end you give their action meaning. You choose key, okay, this is XYZ gave me rose, and that is supposed to mean that they're validating me, or somehow they appreciate me, and that is something that should make me happy, and that's why you feel happy. And no, there's nothing wrong with it, but you need to realize that you are the one making that choice to give that particular act meaning. Oh god. Yeah, like life has no meaning in itself, we give it meaning. So eventually we are the creator of our own life. You're so like the pain that you have is so deep. Like my heart is aching right now, and you walk like nothing has happened to you. You walk like nothing is affecting you. And I think divine timing has played a role in your life. You have tried so many things in your life. You might have abandonment issue or rejection issues. That's what I'm getting. You have those issues. That's why you keep juggling other people with your work. Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, you have those, like I forget, you keep forgetting things. You are so great at repressing all these memories, all these happenings, all the emotions that you have, and it is building up and it is affecting your health. It is severely affecting your health, and you need to do something about it. You have to take accountability of your own life. Pile 3, you really need to take the responsibility of your own life. You're a dreamer, that's what I see. You are kind of person whose eyes sparkle. You have so many dreams and that you want to achieve, not materially but like with relationship. With, you might be a very dreamy person, you might want that fairy tale kind of relationship, but life has hurt you to the point that you don't even want to think about it. You don't think about it, what you want. Like, really sit yourself with yourself and identify what your wants and needs are. You know what you want from other people, what do you want to give them, how do you approach these stuff, how you're approaching them right now, and how do you want to approach them in future. What traits do you have and what traits you think are ideal, and do you want to be that ideal person, and how can you achieve that, and stuff like that. You really need to sit with yourself. I feel like people have gossiped about you. I feel like you have been betrayed. I feel like you hurt other people. You hurt other people, pile 3. I feel like you hurt other people, and then you feel like this miserable person, and then you close yourself with work. Your life is like, if somebody sees your life is so put together, but in reality it is so all over the place. You're like that pressure cooker. I don't know when you're gonna burst. I feel feel worried about you, pile 3. I'm so sorry it has to come out that way, but I feel so worried about you. But then you need to worry about yourself, pile 3. You need to take care of yourself. You need to take care of your life. You need to take the accountability of your own life, pile 3. Please, pile 3, take care of yourself. Please. Like, I feel like shouting at you. You make me angry. I guess you get angry with yourself a lot for what you're doing to yourself. I think somewhere you have this idea, like, once in a while you do something bad to other people and it hits you. Oh, I'm this bad person, and then you don't do anything about it. You repress it, and then again and again you keep doing it, you keep hurting other people, you keep hurting yourself in the process. The way we treat other people says a lot about how we are treating ourselves. If you treat other people like object, then you yourself think you are an object, and you feel like you deserve to be treated like that, but you do not. Okay, do not take bullshit from your own self. To stop manipulating your own self, stop using your own self, stop doing this to your own self, pile 3. Stop it. I'm sorry, I feel so angry, but you are so all over the place. I wish I send you all the love and light in this world, but you have to be willing to take that love and light. Oh god, pile 3, please go see a therapist, get a guru or something. Please do something, pile 3, please. Okay, so that was your reading. I hope it resonated. Let me know how is it going for you. I'm sorry if I said like too much, but that's how it came to me. That's how it was meant to be said. But yeah, I'm sorry if I offended any one of you. But like, do something. Sorry, but like I feel very worried when I can. Okay, sorry. Also, if it didn't resonate, check in the pile of video and comment down below what you think, what are your take on this, and take care of yourself, pile 3. Wishing you all the love and light. Bye, take care.